Economic Council unveils disbursement package to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. Political parties galvanize members towards achieving victory in the race to the government houses in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. More politicians enter into new alliances as Edo and Ondo states warm up for governorship tussle. Also on political update today, saber rattling continues as ECOWAS defense chiefs discuss the modalities for the standby force to Niger. We have details of this and more on our lineup. I'm Fisai Ogunfui. Welcome. The National Economic Council Thursday came up with more resolutions to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy and address the effect of floods facing the country.
The National Economic Council is putting measures in place to cushion the effect of increasing costs of food and transportation, among other social needs. Part of resolutions at the meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima was the approval of 5 billion naira to each state to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. Another intervention is the allocation of 5 trucks of rice to each state as palliative, including the FCT.
This funding has to be shared with a formula as follows. 52% of this money is given to states as grants, while 48% of the 5 billion naira is to be paid back on an installment basis within a period of 2 years, 20 months to the CBN by the states and the local government areas in Nigeria.
The Council commended the Nigeria Economic Summit Group on development of pragmatic roadmaps to tackle the current economic challenges. And we also ask that the roadmap be revised and aligned with the existing agenda of the current administration.
A committee has also been constituted under the chairmanship of the Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Soludo, to dialogue with labor unions on the ongoing issue of fuel subsidy removal.
NEC is calling on Nigerians and indeed labor to become law-abiding, as the president is determined to address the issues at hand.
Nigeria's march towards achieving a sustainable democracy is a work in progress and should be supported by all stakeholders. This formed part of resolutions at a national dialogue on ways of ensuring sustainable democracy in Nigeria.
It's a dialogue among government, civil society groups and youth organizations with the theme, Our Democratic Stability. Discussion is on the state of the nation, focusing on leadership, national security, legislative and electoral reforms, and the economy.
What we are doing here recognizes that we are all Nigerians that want to ensure that our country is put in the right platform. This democracy has been in existence since 1999. We are about 24 years uninterrupted. How do we ensure that this democracy remains sustained, uninterrupted by any means?
Patriotism and national interest by citizens are identified as vital tools going forward.
We are praying that the steps that the government is taking on the petroleum sector, the subsidy question, will just create initial pain of the needle, but the ultimate cure for the economy and for your future will make you forgive all the pain of the present.
Participants emphasized that Nigeria's leadership role on the subcontinent should be supported by citizens, as democracy remains the best form of government.
Moving to our discussion now and still talking about sustainable democracy, the interpretation seems to differ from state to state, especially when election season is drawing closer. Honorable Sergio Sogun, former member of the House of Representatives for Eastern Northeast and Eastern Southeast Federal Constituency of Edo State, joins us on Political Update today. Thank you very much for joining us. I can see you. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, considering the political movements we have been observing in your state, I don't think it will be out of place to ask you if you are still a member of the PDP on whose platform you were here at the National Assembly.
Yes, today I woke up this morning and I'm a member of PDP. Maybe by the time I sleep, I wake up tomorrow. If anything changes, you will be one of the first to know.
Okay, so we keep that page open, and perhaps I'll get an SMS from you to that order. But what really influences these movements, this crossing of carpets and all that? Is it personal, actualization of personal goals, or is it issues of ideology?
Well, as you know, our political parties today in Nigeria is not based on ideologies. Maybe coming together of minds. Maybe in the future, it will be based on ideologies. We have political parties that we have always preached. If you follow my antecedent in the National Assembly, I have always spoken on the need to build strong institutions, and then if you do that, you have internal democracy in the parties. So if we can deepen that, that's when we can start talking about ideologies. But in a situation where you have political parties that will play according to the whims and caprices of whoever is in charge, be it governor or president, you cannot drive ideologies like that. So it becomes politics of whoever the leader is. So I think we will get there. I'm not one to give up easily on ideas. I strongly believe we will get there. People say we should stop talking about, we should stop saying that our democracy is a nascent democracy. It's still very young. We are talking about 24 years. In the life of a nation, 24 years is like 24 days. So I believe we will get there. And when the political parties get it right, then you will see less of this.
All right, let's look at your former constituents at least, because you're outside looking in now, but they will still need to rely on those who have been there before. Now, if you were to give members of the 10th Assembly some tips, what would you say should be their focus at this time?
Well, I was in church on Sunday in the constituency in Uromi, to be precise, for my successor's Thanksgiving. And then the message that the Reverend preached was that he should serve the people, that the focus should be the people. And because there were prophecies that came for him. And the man, when he was preaching, he said, look, for these prophecies to come to pass, you have to selflessly serve the people and not yourself. It's when you do this that you will achieve your goals. And when I came out, I was interviewed by the media, and I said, look, I don't have any advice for him. The priest or the reverend already preached whatever I am going to tell him. So, and that has been my advice to them. When you serve the people selflessly, the reward will not just be that you will get another term. The reward will be a reward in heaven for you too. And I can say that for free here, that I went to the National Assembly and I served my people selflessly. I went into politics richer than I came out, and I do not have any regrets, because my contract to the people was that I was going to go to Abuja to serve them. And that's my advice for those that have succeeded us. Go in there, do everything you can do to serve the people, and the people will reward you. Whether they reward you or not is not the issue, but posterity will judge you kindly someday.
All right, like I said earlier, your state is still a year off on the governorship election roster, but one would be forgiven to believe that it is even much closer, talking about the elections in your state. Why are the stakes so high this time around?
It's always been high. It's not just this time around. And, well, of course, a lot has happened in the state lately. And we believe the governor has done well. So it's only natural that whoever wants to succeed him believes that they can build on whatever he has achieved. So So now we have a third party in the mix. It used to be 2 before now. So we have a third party in the mix, and that's capable of disrupting the space. So you expect whatever is happening to happen.
And there are some movements in different directions, but we understand you have even equally thrown your hat in the ring. We don't know whether that's in the media space fully, but those with their ears to the ground say you have thrown your hat in the ring to be the next occupant of that government house in Jare, Benin. Your people in Uboha were naturally excited, but does that same feeling hold through across the state?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Like I said, you watch this space, you'll be one of the first to know what I'm doing. I was in my village, Uboha, on Saturday last week, and I met with I met with basically everybody, not just, I met the stakeholders, political leaders, and the monarchs, even the neighboring communities. The monarchs generously had that money that I was going to meet with my people. If you would start calling them, they came, and they all prayed for me and endorsed my position. So, yeah, we have already hit the ground running. I mean, Benin, I've been here in the last 1 week, trying to get a campaign office. And I mean, people are excited about what I'm about to do. So I'm very positive.
And then there's, of course, the other sentiments that seems as if the those Central is pushing at this time. There's this Eastern Turn agenda that we are also hearing. Do you subscribe to that, or is it just on the basis of competence you're campaigning? We seem to have lost Honorable Sergio Ogun, but we'll move on now. If we can still get him in the course of the program, we will do that. Now to, the November off-cycle elections that are staring us in the face. The All Progressives Congress, APC.
Have the competent...
Are you back, Honorable, for your final thoughts on the program?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, just your final thoughts on the program.
Yeah,
I said, is it an endocentral thing, or is it a competence thing?
Yeah, well, it's both. It's both. We do zoning in Nigeria, and I'm sure if you remember what happened to PDP in the last election, it was largely because they did not follow the zoning. That's why they were punished. So I strongly believe that, I strongly believe in zoning. That is why I did not go for a third time. So I did 2 times and I allowed to go to another local government. So we have competent people everywhere. In the 3 senatorial districts in this state, we have competent people. So it's both competency and the fact that we are our brothers' keepers and we allow it to go round.
All right, Honorable Sergio Ogun, we keep that space, and don't forget to call us when things happen, especially across the carpets that politicians continue to cross. Thank you for being a part of the program. And now to the November, and now to the November off-cycle governorship elections, the All Progressives Congress (APC) says it is intensifying efforts to consolidate on its dominance by sweeping home in the elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states on the 11th of November. Governors on the party's platform and governorship candidates, as well as the party chairman Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, met over the party's campaign strategies earlier in the week.
At our meetings, part of our consultations, and also used the opportunity to listen to our national chairman, who came to brief us on the activities of the party and the proposed reforms intended to carry out in the party. So it was just a family discussion. And inclusive is also preparation for the upcoming governorship election in 3 states.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has expanded its special national media publicity committee for the November 11 governorship elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states.
The November 11 governorship elections in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo states just less than 3 months away. Campaigns already started, and the task of selling candidates to the electorate is the assignment before all the political parties. And to carry out this assignment, PDP has constituted a special expanded media and publicity committee. In a rather disturbing note, PDP condemns an alleged invasion and killing of citizens in Opunembe, in Nembe local government area of Bayelsa State. The PDP national spokesperson, Debo Ologoagba, observes that the intention of the alleged act is to intimidate and instill fear in the people ahead of the November 11th governorship election.
Governor Dure Diri remains a bastion of hope and development in Bayelsa State, and for which he has earned the sobriquet of Miracle Governor. Bayelsans are firmly behind Governor Diri.
The PDP appeals to the Inspector General of Police to wade into the situation in Nembe and indeed Bayelsa State.
And still talking about the election, Imo State governorship candidate for the Action Democratic Party, Dr. Kachimwoga, says over-reliance on oil has made the nation and many states docile in looking for avenues to create opportunities for the people. Dr. Nwoga says tourism continues to be the mainstay of many economies of the world and that Nigeria remains a sleeping giant in that sector. He was at Mbise on a culture tour.
This festival was declared a national festival some time ago, at the time of the minister Edem Duke, as a significance. From that time till now, the state itself, that is the owner of this Mbise, whose festival was elevated to a national festival, has not made even one move to now enshrine, institutionalize, in fact, even declare it a state festival in response to national, because ordinarily you should declare it a state and push it to national, but national has already recognized it. So the least the state should do is immediately to adopt and say this is now a state festival. There are implications. Every year you hear of Arugungu. Do you understand? That's a small community. This is 91, 92, 93 communities, 3 local governments. And we have something like this. So the state can also now push this up. This now attracts a budget in the national, attracts a national attention, even attracts a goodwill message from the president himself. And what do you think will happen to sponsorship? And with the sponsorship that comes, what do you think will happen? It becomes a full media event. When it becomes a full media event, you can imagine that all the hotels here are going to be full. You can imagine all the activities people are going to place around this festival. You're going to have football matches, you're going to have music shows, you're going to have all kinds of traditional dance competitions, all of those things. This is what happens. This is what we're talking about, tourism. So when I say we need to unlock the tourism potentials, that's what I intend to do. By the time I become your governor in January, I will start and unlock the tourism potentials of festivals like this. Each of these becomes something that adds to the economy of the states. The economy around this can be in billions of naira if you handle it well. And so also we have EKG in our zone. We have a few other festivals here and there. That is what you used to grow. That's how you can remove this cost of 43% and more unemployment.
Back to activities at APC National Secretariat, and there was a meeting again of the All Progressive Congress hosting party members in solidarity with the new leadership of the party in the course of the week. The national chairman, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, reaffirmed that APC under its leadership will sustain its efforts in managing national diversity.
The influx of party faithful is an indication of their collective will to actively add value to the desired transformation of the party to make it a viable progressive political institution and as a front-runner of the renewed hope agenda. Niger State Governor Mohammed Bago, Forum of APC National Assembly legislators, Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju Swaga were among the latest visitors.
This is a man that we trust and we believe in the capacity to give this country a good government. We have the interest of the party at heart. So we are offering ourselves for any party assignments.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was governor of Lagos State, he used national diversity to move Lagos forward, and he's translating that to Nigeria.
Discuss issues in the front burner.
especially the issue of security and the issue of the removal of subsidy. These issues have become very tough for the people.
Similarly, the Confederation of APC support groups has commenced engagement with stakeholders to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal.
We have skills acquisition coming up, so we have started. And by the grace of God, all our campaign promises will be fulfilled.
The group appealed for calm as governments commence the implementation of palliatives.
To the subcontinent, West African military chiefs met in Ghana this week to coordinate a possible armed intervention to reverse the coup in Niger. Germany has also called for stiffer sanctions against the coup leaders.
Alarms emerged over a potential Niger operation. ECOWAS is demanding Niger's coup leaders to release President Mohamed Bazoum after his July 26 ouster, warning that the bloc could send in troops as a last resort if negotiations fail. ECOWAS has already applied trade and financial sanctions, while France, Germany and the United States have suspended aid programs. On Thursday, Germany said it wanted the EU to impose sanctions on the coup leaders.
Bit on Niger concludes political update for this week. We will be back again on Tuesday. That will be a day after the swearing-in ceremony of the new ministers, and then we will be looking at what is right before them in terms of the entry in different sectors of the economy. And of course, we would also expect you perhaps to send in some questions so that we will begin to look at those sectors together as we proceed. My name is Fisai Ogunfe, thanking you for watching and hoping that, of course, between now and then you play your politics for the greater good and you keep it locked on the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest and finest, for news, reviews, previews and interviews. Bye-bye now.